Okay, hello. This will be the tutorial for lesson number 5, Debugging with Laurel or Laurel. You can see that there are 9 puzzles here. We're going to go ahead and click on number 1, which is going to be a video. And your job is to watch this video. Please make sure that you do in fact watch it. It will introduce the concept of debugging, which most of you are familiar with already. When the video finishes, click continue at the bottom of the page. This will automatically take you to puzzle number 2. The instructions here say, "Oh no, I see a problem. Fix the error or errors to collect all of the treasure." There are already some blocks here. The computer is telling us that we need a total of 7 blocks for this puzzle, and so far we have 4. So our job is to find what needs to be fixed or changed or rearranged. And we do that by clicking on the step block. And we will continue to do this until we notice that Laurel does something wrong. So if I click it one time, you'll notice that this block has a yellow line around it, and she took a step from here to here. So that was okay. There was nothing wrong with that. So we will click again. And here's our first mistake. Instead of picking up this gem, she took a step forward. So the next block after the first block should not say move forward. This is the mistake. What the next block should say is collect. So I'm going to move this down, and I'm going to add a block that says collect. That's what should have been there in the first place. Then I'll put everything back, click reset, and do the step block again. This time she takes a step, and this time instead of moving forward, she will collect the gem, and then she'll take a step forward. And there is one more block in our program. So if I click step, you'll notice that she does in fact take another step, and she did actually forget to pick up that gem, which means the block that has the yellow line should not say move forward. It should say collect. So move this down, and we are going to put a collect block in that spot as it should have been, and then we're going to put the move block back on. Please notice that after all of these changes, we are at 6 blocks out of 7 blocks, which means we are likely going to need to fix one last thing. So go ahead and use the step block one last time. Move, collect, move, collect, move. And since that is the last block, you'll notice that she still has not picked up the last gem. So the very last change we need to make is to add a collect block. That brings us to 7 out of 7. Click reset and run. Click continue when you're ready. And this will be puzzle number 3. The directions for this one are, you can do this. Fix the error or errors to collect all of the treasure. The computer is telling us that we need 8 blocks for this puzzle, and we have 8 blocks here. That means that we probably will not have to get rid of anything. We probably won't have to add anything, but there's definitely something in the wrong spot. We may simply have to rearrange things. So let's begin. When I click this button, please watch her, but also watch which block has a yellow line. Step, you notice that she walked forward. Step, you notice that she collected. Step, you know that she moved forward. Step, you know she collected. And here's the next step. And there's the error. She did turn, but she turned in the direction that is not what we wanted. We wanted her to turn the opposite direction. So if you come to the program, you'll notice that the block that has the yellow line around it is in fact a turn block, but it says turn left. It should actually be turn right. So we're going to change it by clicking on the triangle and changing it to a turn right. Then reset the program and use the step block again, because there may be other mistakes, other bugs. So we know that these first few are okay. Here's where we made a change. Let's see if we did the right thing, and she'll turn in the direction that we want. Yep, and then the next one says to move forward, and the last one says collect. Click continue when you're ready. Here is puzzle number 4. The directions here say, be persistent and you will figure this out. Fix the error or errors to collect all of the treasure. This puzzle says we only need 5 blocks, and right now we have 7. Let's see if that's true. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We do in fact have too many. Our job is to figure out which are the ones that are not okay. So we're going to use the step block. The first step seems to be okay. Next step, she collected one of the 3 gems, so that was okay. Let's see what the next one is. And there's our mistake. She should not have moved forward. She should have continued collecting. So we're going to take this block out. And the way that we remove the single block is by going to the next block under it, grab it, drag it out of the way, take the block that we didn't want, and you can either throw it away or put it off to the right-hand side, reconnect everything, and then click reset and do the step blocks again. So we know that the first step is okay. We know that she collects one of the gems. Now here's the different collection of the gem, which is good. That number was a 3, then it was a 2, now it's a 1. Let's see what the next block says. And here's another mistake. She is not supposed to move forward. She's supposed to collect the last block. And so if you look over here, you can see the yellow line around the block that we're going to take out. Remove this one for just a moment. Take this block out. Again, we weren't supposed to use that one at all. Put the collect block back on. And by making all of these changes, we are now at 5 out of 5 blocks. This time I'm just going to click reset and run. And I'm going to click finish and continue. And this will be puzzle number 5. I'm going to make this bigger. The directions are, don't get frustrated, you can do it. Fix the error or errors to collect all of the treasure. We have a 12 block limit. We have 12 blocks. Hopefully we only have to rearrange or change some of the directions, etc. Let's begin by clicking step. Was that step okay? Yes. And then she collected? Yes. And then she turned, but of course she turned the wrong direction, so we're going to fix that by changing this turn left into a turn right. We're going to reset. Step again, good. Step again, good. Step again, so far so good. Step, she takes a step forward. Step, she collects. Step, she turned the wrong direction. So we're going to come over here to the block that has the yellow line. It should not say turn right, it should say turn left. So fix that, reset the program, and use the blocks again, the step block again. And you know that the very first 5 blocks or so are correct so far. Let's see how far we get this time. Step, 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 step. This time she turned the correct direction, takes a step forward, collects it. Good, she turned in the correct direction, moved forward, and finally collects the last block. Click continue, and this will be puzzle number 6. The directions here say, this puzzle is making me loopy. All of the commands that you need are already here. Now use your debugging skills to figure out how to solve this puzzle. We have a 16 block limit. We have 16 blocks in place already, but you'll notice that there are a lot of move forwards in a row, and there are some collect blocks at the very bottom of the page and a couple of turn blocks about halfway through. So they're telling us that these are all the blocks we're going to need, but they are all in the wrong order. So let's see if we can figure them out. Click step. That one's okay. Click step. Nope, that should have been a collect. So right where this block has a yellow line should not say move forward, it should say collect. So here's what we're going to do this time. We're going to do something slightly different. I'm going to take one of the collect blocks from the very, very bottom of the puzzle. I'm going to drag it and I'm going to put it right on top of this block that has the yellow line. Again, I'm going to take this collect block and drag it all the way up here and put it on top of the block that has the yellow line. Here we go. Now here it is on top of that the block that had the yellow line, and as soon as I release, all of the other blocks will be pushed down, like that. Click reset, click step again. This time she will collect it and then take a step forward, but unfortunately, if I click step again, she will move on without collecting it. So that means that the block that has the yellow line should not say move forward, it should say collect. So once again, I'm going to take this collect block from the bottom of the page and drag it and put it on top of the one that has the yellow line, like this, right there. And as soon as I release, everything else will be pushed down. Reset, step again, step, 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 step. Now, unfortunately, she was supposed to collect there. So again, this is the third time now, the block that has the yellow line should say collect. So let's get a collect from the bottom and put it right on top of that block. Click reset and step again. This time we know that almost the entire first row is complete, and she collects this one. But unfortunately, if I click step, she will take another step forward. Well, before she did that, she should have turned so she was facing south. So this block that has the yellow line should not say move forward, it should say turn. So I'm going to take one of these turns right here. I'm going to take the bottom gray one. And if I only want to take that one, I need to remove these collect blocks. And I'm going to do that in just a moment. But please remember, I'm going to take this turn block and I'm going to put it right on top of the block that has the yellow line. So in order to get this block by itself, I need to remove the bottom three. Now I can get the turn block by itself and put it on top of the block that had the yellow line earlier, right there. Now I'm going to reset, and yes, we're going to leave those there for just a moment. Reset, and now we're going to use the step blocks again. Step, 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 step. This time she should turn. Step, good. And step, and step, and everything is so far so good. Let's see what she does next. Unfortunately, she took another step forward. There are two things that need to happen here. Number one, she needs to collect that gem. So let's do that first. And I'm going to use the bottom collect from here, and I'm going to put it on top of the block that has the yellow line. That's the first thing that I'm going to do. So let's get her to that point really, really quick. Here, the next step is to collect that gem, which she has now done. The next thing she should do is turn so she's facing the other gems, but you'll notice that if I click step, she actually takes a step forward. That's not what we want. So we are going to take the block that has the yellow line around it, should actually say turn. So I'm going to grab the turn, this gray one right here, and I'm going to put it right on top of that block that has the yellow line right there. Click reset and do it all over again until we get to that point. I'm just clicking fast so we can get there faster. Here we are, and this time she will turn. The next thing she needs to do is take a step. Well, I noticed that she's standing on top of a gem. She should collect it. Let's see what happens. And she did not. So the block that has the yellow line should say collect, not move forward. So I'm going to take the bottom collect here and put it on top of the block that have the yellow line. And this one, I'm going to go ahead and skip the very last step by putting this at the very, very end, which means that the puzzle will end when she collects every single one of the gems. This time, I'm just going to click reset and run one time. Very good. Click continue when you're ready. Here's puzzle number 7. It is a challenge puzzle. Click I'm ready when you are. And these blue blocks, these groups of blue blocks here, I'm going to go ahead and move them out of the way. We are going to use them, but I don't want them there right now, because if we end up having to add or change to this program, then those groups of blocks would be in the way. So all I'm doing right now is just kind of getting them out of the way to make room for any changes that we may need to do. The directions here say use the code in the work area to get at least 6 pieces of treasure. And the reason they're making a big deal out of that is because if you look at the puzzle, there are actually a total of 8 pieces of treasure. And yes, you are welcome to get all 8 of them, but the program only requires that you pick up 6 of them. So we're just going to get 6. There are 25 blocks in this area, and we're only supposed to, and right now we have 5. So let's see what we can do so far. I'm going to go ahead and click step. So far, so good. Click step. So far, so good. Next step, she collected one of the gems. And next step, she collected one of the gems. Everything that's on here so far is perfect. She has now collected 2 of the gems. My next suggestion would be to go for this set of gems, which is really close by. But we need to turn her eyes so that she's looking in that direction. And that would require a turn. It actually would require a turn left. So I'm going to go ahead and move that one out of the way and get a turn left. Reset. And this time, because this puzzle is a little bit longer, I'm just going to click run. Now she is facing the correct direction. The next thing she needs to do is take a step forward, reset, run. Now she needs to turn again, so she's facing the gems, and it is also a turn left. Reset, run. Now she's facing the gems. She needs to take a step forward, and I'm going to do a little bit of skipping around here. She will take a step forward, and I'm just going to go ahead and ask her to collect both of these gems by adding 2 collect blocks at the bottom of the program. Click reset and run. So at this point, she has collected a total of 4 of these gems, and you will have a choice of going after this set of gems or the top set of gems. It doesn't really matter. I'm going to make her go for these because it requires fewer turns. So I'm going to have her take one more step forward, and then I'm going to ask her to turn, once again, turn left. This will put her here facing these gems. Reset and run. From here, she needs to move forward once, twice, 3 times. So I'm going to get 3 move forwards, 3 of them. Let's see if that works. Reset, run it. Great. Now I'm just going to simply ask her to pick up those 2 gems, and that will fulfill the requirement for this puzzle. 2 collect blocks. And then reset, run. Excellent. And we have met the goal. So when it is your turn, you are welcome to get the remaining 2 gems, but this program only required that you collect 6 of them. So you can now click finish and move on to the next one. And here is puzzle number 8. The directions are: so much treasure. Help Laurel fix the code to get all of the treasure. We have a 12 block limit. We have 12 blocks. It may be the case that some of these blocks are in the wrong order, so let's begin. Click step, everything's good. Click step, she collected. Click step, she turned. I think she should have collected all 3 of the gems that were there. So this block that has a yellow line should say collect. In fact, there should be 3 collect blocks in this area. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get these 2 blue collect blocks, and I'm going to drag them up here and put them right on top of the block that has the yellow line. So get both of them and put them right on top of the block that had the yellow line. Now there are 3 collect blocks in a row, which is good because at the beginning of the puzzle, there are in fact 3 gems in that spot. So let's try it now. Move, collect, collect, collect. Then turn, then move, then turn, okay. Then collect, then collect, then move, then collect. Excellent. Click continue when you're ready. And on to puzzle number 9, which will be the last puzzle of this unit. The directions say, it's Treasure Island. Help Laurel fix the code to get all of the treasures. There's an 18 block limit, and we have 16 blocks. We may need to add blocks, but first we have to figure out which of these are in the correct spot. So let's begin. Click step. Okay, she got closer. Click step, she turned towards the gems. Click step, she moved towards the gems. Click step, she turned. Okay. And then I noticed that there are 4 collect gems here, but there are 5 that she's standing on top of. So I think I understand what the first mistake that we have to fix is. I think there should be 5 collect blocks, not just 4. Let's see if I'm right. Collect, 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 collect. Notice how there's a number 1 right there. And I think if I click step, she's going to move away from it. I was correct. So this group of collect blocks should total 5, not 4. So I'm going to get this one from the bottom of the page and put it in that spot. And so now there are a total of 5 of them. I'm going to reset this and I'm going to try it again. Good, 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 good. And now she should collect all 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then she can move forward. And here's the next block. And unfortunately, you see that she turned in the opposite direction that we wanted. She should have turned the other way. So this should not be a turn left. It should be a turn right. And then let's continue. This time I'm just going to click run because it is a rather long program. And that's it. We're at the very, very last one. And unfortunately, there are still 2 gems that she has not picked up. Therefore, we will add 2 collect blocks 1 and 2, and this will bring our program to a total of 18 out of 18 blocks. Reset the program, run the program. And because it is the last puzzle of the unit, when you click continue, you will get to the certificate page. Please remember, you do not have to do anything here. This simply means that you are done. You are now welcome to turn off code.